Join us in this video as we discuss how to make learning meaningful and relevant in today's digital age. We'll explore the challenges associated with making learning meaningful and relevant, the steps we can take to implement it, and how to make it sustainable. We'll also look at the role that educators play in making learning meaningful and relevant. So, if you're an educator or are interested in learning more about how to make learning meaningful and relevant, this video is for you. Chapter 1, Introduction. Hello everyone, my name is Earl Charles and welcome to this video, and today we're going to be exploring the important topic of making learning meaningful and relevant. With the rapid advances in technology and a changing world, it's essential that our education system meets the needs of today's generation. So in this video, I'm going to provide an overview of how to make learning meaningful and relevant, including the challenges associated with it, the specific steps we can take to achieve it, and how this affects our education system as a whole. Chapter 2, Understanding the Need for Meaningful Learning. Before we look at how to make learning meaningful and relevant, it's important to understand why this is necessary. As we move further ahead in the digital age, our education system needs to keep up with modern technology and the ever-changing world. We need to recognize that the skills our students need to learn today are vastly different from what the previous generation needed to know. As a result, educators must make learning relevant and meaningful to today's students in order to ensure they get the skills necessary to enter the workforce successfully. But that's not all. Making learning meaningful and relevant also helps students learn better. When students are interested in and engaged in the content they're being taught, they're more likely to retain the information. But if the content is dry, irrelevant, and disconnected from their lives, students are less likely to engage, ultimately leading to lower levels of comprehension. Chapter 3, Challenges of Making Learning Meaningful and Relevant. So we know why making learning meaningful and relevant is important, but what about the challenges? After all, it's not as easy as it seems. One challenge is the vast range and diversity of different learning styles. This means that to make learning relevant, we need to be able to cater to every student, despite any differences in learning abilities. Another challenge can be teacher preparation. Effective teachers need to keep up with the changing digital landscape and be able to translate it into meaningful content for their students. This can be difficult as educators also need to continually update their own skills as technology evolves. Finally, there's the issue of resources. Things such as technology, textbooks, and other materials can be expensive and hard to come by. Making learning meaningful and relevant means having access to the right materials in order to create an engaging learning experience. Chapter 4, Steps to Implement Meaningful Learning. Now that we've explored the challenges associated with making learning meaningful and relevant, let's look at how to implement it in the classroom. The first step is to create a meaningful learning experience. That means creating content that's engaging and connects to what your students are interested in. Use technology, real-world projects, and interactive activities to help your students stay engaged. The next step is to ensure that your content is relevant to your students. This means creating content that utilizes the skills, knowledge, and perspectives of your students. Challenge them to apply the concepts you're teaching in ways that reflect the diversity and complexity of the world today. Finally, educators need to keep up with modern trends, technologies, and resources, so make sure you're always exploring new ways to improve the learning experience. Chapter 5, Benefits of Creating Meaningful and Relevant Learning. So now let's talk about the benefits of making learning meaningful and relevant. For starters, it helps prepare students for the real world. By teaching them skills relevant to the modern age, they'll be better equipped to enter the workforce and succeed. It also helps to improve student engagement. By linking the content to students' interests, they're more likely to stay focused and motivated. This can lead to better grades and greater academic success. Finally, making learning meaningful and relevant helps promote critical thinking and problem solving. When students are given the opportunity to explore different aspects of an issue, they'll be able to think creatively and ask thought-provoking questions. Chapter 6: Connecting Meaningful Learning to Real-World Issues. Finally, we need to consider how to bring meaningful learning out of the classroom and into the real world. This means connecting our students to current events and issues that are relevant and engaging. It also means helping them develop a sense of civic responsibility and understanding of their own power to make change. This goes beyond just talking about news and current events. Meaningful learning should involve tangible projects and activities that give students the opportunity to take what they've learned in class and apply it to the real world. Chapter 7: Making Meaningful Learning Sustainable. Now, let's focus on how to make meaningful learning sustainable. This requires that teachers and educators adopt an ongoing approach to meaningful learning that's actively reinforced throughout the school year. This means developing a system that encourages collaboration, allows for ongoing assessment, and offers support and resources to students and educators alike. It also means making meaning learning a part of the culture of the school, by incorporating it into other aspects of education, such as extracurricular activities and teacher development. The end result should be that meaningful learning is a part of the education system and not just a one-time effort. Chapter 8: The Role of Educators in Making Learning Meaningful and Relevant. Finally, let's look at the role of educators in making learning meaningful and relevant. Educators play an important role in this as they're the facilitators of learning. As such, it's their responsibility to ensure that meaningful learning is incorporated into the classroom and made available to all students. This means creating engaging content, diversifying teaching methods, and providing ongoing support for all students. It also means having an open mind and being willing to explore different approaches to education. Conclusion. Well, that's it for this video. So we've gone over what makes learning meaningful and relevant, the challenges associated with it, and the steps to make it happen. Finally, we discussed the role of educators in making meaningful learning sustainable. So I hope this video has given you a better understanding of the importance of making learning meaningful and relevant, and that you've been inspired to take steps of your own to ensure meaningful learning is a part of your education system. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you found this video informative. This video was brought to you by Channel Success Mindset and Personal Growth. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on personal growth and success, and don't forget to like and share.